What's up, guys? It's Cam Hand, the Fantasy Man, coming at you with our Week 3 fantasy recap. Wednesday, a little earlier than normal. Had some time today to crank it out, so I'm glad I got to do that. Let's ride. Worst matchup this week was Logan versus Al. Or wait, that should be best. Yeah, no. Okay, best matchup was Logan versus Alec. It was very close. Not Logan versus Alec. It was Logan versus Doug. Okay, I'm already off to a bad start, but best matchup was Logan versus Doug. Very close. Came down to Monday night. The matchup was kind of letting me down. They weren't really getting into it as much as I would have liked to see at Summits. I think it was probably because they both know that if they got going, it just wouldn't stop. So I think they're both probably trying to hold it back. But it was a good matchup nonetheless. Logan versus Doug, not Logan versus Alex. Sorry. And worst matchup, ignore this, I got a mixed, was Will versus Hunter. Wasn't close. Not even much trash talk because Will just slapped him around. I mean, so that was great, but that wasn't a close matchup. Worst injury luck goes to Logan for the third week in a row. He's got Mike Williams out for the year. Eckler still hurt. Anthony Richardson, we missed him this week, and then Aaron Jones is still out for him as well. So Logan is getting pretty unlucky with the injuries. Most unlucky in overall, I'd probably just say me because I had like 147 in a loss. And yeah, so I'd say that maybe you could argue just maybe Logan overall because he lost Mike Williams, but yeah, we're going to go with me. Luckiest was Connor. He had the least points in a win. It was like 120, I believe. He really wouldn't have beat many people or many other people other than whoever he played. Dumbest move. Not a ton of dumb moves. I don't even think I have a smart move for this last week, but I was looking for a dumb move. I noticed Bobby didn't have a full roster, and he's not using his IR spot when he has an IR eligible player. So that's dumb. Generally, I don't do. Generally, I do just like player moves, but I didn't see anything great. And Bobby not using his full roster, not using his IR spot is dumb. So that's that. Smart move. There was nothing stuck out to me, guys. I didn't want to put someone down for a smart move I didn't think deserved it. So not putting that down. Best free agent move was Jerome Ford, Alec and Jerome Ford. Again, not much going on in terms of great free agent pickups this week, but Jerome Ford was good. Seems like he might be a good player for the rest of the year. So that's nice. Most annoying player, I'm going to go with Logan. Logan's going to get heated about this, but it is what it is. His team, it's getting injured. He's getting injured. There's no doubt about it, but it's just a lot. It's just a lot of Logan complaining about the injury thing. And I'm like, Logan, it's been a rough start. Aaron Jones is coming back. Eckler's coming back. Anthony Richardson is coming back. Like, it'll be okay. You won a game. Like, it's not the end of the world. You did lose Mike Williams, but it's not like he's the end all be all. But he's just getting a little too much with the getting mad about the injuries. Also, I've hit him up with some trade, like just discussions, just trying to start, and he's really starting to take a page from Doug's book of like, you send him like, hey, I'll just, hey, let me lowball you here. Let me just see how you value this person. And he's like, you're an idiot. Like, get out of here. He didn't say that, but he's like, like, then you just sort of like, okay, well, I don't want to talk to you anymore about trades since you just insulted me. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so he's starting to go down that road. So that's also kind of annoying. I'm going to say Hunter's stock's falling. He got smacked by Will. I just kind of looked at his team. I was sort of like, this team didn't look as good as it looked last week. So that's stock falling. Dylan put up 212. I looked at his players. I'm like, yeah, it's looking pretty good. His team's looking pretty good. I like his players more than I liked them last week. They're on the uptick. So I give stock rising to Dylan. This is not accurate. It's Dylan that put up 212, so that was wrong, but I just had the name wrong there. So Dylan's the best player, put up 212. Worst player, Alec. I think he put up the least amount of points, but his team just looking pathetic. His only good plays were Ford and Kittle just got it because Ayuk wasn't there and it was a good matchup. So yeah, and Ford's got Kareem Hunt coming in to take some snaps away. So yeah, anyway, Alex the worst player. I think Will had that dog. Will just came right into Hunter's house and just slapped him around. He just slapped Hunter around like it was nobody's business. Hunter was coming in super cocky, and Will just said, "Not on my watch. I'm going to do this while I sit right next to you at Summits." Bam, beat him down. So that was sick. Will had that dog. This is my rankings this week. Dylan moving up a lot, not surprising because he put up 212. Dylan now has the most or the highest points in the league. I'm still early, guys, so like Dylan putting up a 212 is gonna really make his team shoot up the rankings. Doug moving from 3 to 2. So Doug moved up a little bit. Sam put up a pretty good week. So I like Sam's team. I really like Sam's team. So 5 to 3. Hunter went down from 1 to 4. I think that's fair. Ash went up, I believe. Ash went down. Sorry, from 16 to 13, but 5th spot. You guys see the rest. I'm at number 9. We got Logan with the Mike Williams little thing, kind of going down a bit, but I'm sure he'll come back up next week after the matchup or after the his players get back, Eckler and Jones, hopefully. Anyway, that's what we got. We got Will at 7, going from 4 to 7. Connor and Sam's next week's worst matchup. Not very interesting or high stakes. No beef between the two. Just not interesting. I think Con wins close. Doug versus Hunter is a bitter rivalry. I think Hunter is going to win very close. Hunter's been talking a lot of smack about Doug lately, calling Doug cocky, overconfident, which Doug is. But I think Hunter takes this one personally, and I think he wants to hand Doug his first loss. It's going to be brutal and just crazy out there this week. Got season segments, got some new stuff for you. But first off, dabs. We got Logan for thinking you should be ranked higher than me after one bad week. Last week, I ranked Logan lower than me. I was like 10. He was like 11. And he was like, "Are you kidding me after you put up 55?" And you're like, "Well, yeah, but I mean, it's a season. It's not just a 1 week ranking. I'm projecting throughout the season." And that was just 1 week. So that was 10 dabs. I got a lot of dabs for Logan. Logan going Doug mode for trade talks. Again, he hasn't gone full Doug mode, but I'll hit him up for a trade, and he'll just be like, "You're trolling." Logan for upsetting Freya, 30 dabs, or Freya. Freya is the Saturdays dog. We were over at the Saturdays house on Saturday or Friday, and Freya was just standing there looking at Logan, barking at him because, like, Logan was like refusing to play with her or give her a toy or just hang out with her or something. Logan was just like, "No, I'm not feeling like playing with you." And so Freya was just barking for like 10 minutes. And we were all sitting there like, "Logan, dude, like, can you please get her to stop barking?" Anyway, it was annoying. It was super annoying. 30 dabs. Logan for acting like Mike Williams being out is the end of the world. 2 dabs. I mean, it's not great. I get he's upset. That's why I only give him 2 dabs, but you'll be okay. Logan for saying I was trolling when I offered him Lawrence for Anthony Richardson after he really hyped up Lawrence multiple times, and then he said he didn't. So what happened was last week or the last 2 weeks I've been complaining about Lawrence, and Riley too has been talking trash about Lawrence, and Logan has been hyping him up. He's been like, "Dude, Trevor Lawrence was so good for me last year. He's gonna be fine." He's like, he made this whole point about like, "This is what I didn't understand about fantasy. Is like if someone has a bad week, like it's not the end of the world." Blah blah. He's like, "Dude, Lawrence is a beast." And so I'm like, "Oh well, Logan's pretty high on Lawrence. Let me just see if he would trade me Lawrence for Anthony Richardson coming off an injury." I know Logan's upset about the injury thing. And Logan just like shot me down. He was like, "You're trolling, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "Dude, you were the one who was hyping up Lawrence like crazy." And he was like, "I never did that." And he did. So that's 10 dabs. Logan for asking me about my sweet potato fries. I wrote this down while I was at Summits. Don't 100% remember what happened, but there was sugar on my sweet potato fries because sometimes they do that with sweet potato fries. And Logan's like, "What's on your fries?" And I was like, "It's sugar." And he was like, "They put sugar on fries?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, sweet potato fries." And he's like, "Those are sweet potato fries?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, they're orange." And they're like, they look like, they don't look like normal fries. They're orange. So they're sweet potato fries. He was like, "Oh, okay." So that was crazy, dabs. 30 dabs. Dylan for not knowing he had dabs. Over the weekend, I was telling Dylan how he had dabs, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't even know I had dabs." 50 dabs. I feel like I didn't hammer this one home enough. But Will for putting Randy in the game and then lying about why he did 100 dabs. I'm not going to recap the whole story. Watch last week's video, but basically, Will just absolutely betrayed me for a guy named Randy, and then lied about it when I confronted him. I was like, "Why did you betray me?" He's like, "Oh, I didn't. I did it because of this," which was a lie. So yeah, I'm giving Will 100 more dabs for the whole Randy situation. That was just messed up, dude. That was just messed up. Doug for saying Roshan is better than Gibbs, 40 dabs. Doug for all of his Deshaun Watson hatred. I mean, totally unfounded. Deshaun Watson, stand-up guy, great football player, never done anything controversial. Great guy, 5 dabs. Doug's always riding him, saying he's not going to be good. He had a good week this week. I think he'll continue to improve Deshaun Watson, so I just think it's unfounded. 5 dabs. Alec for not going to soccer, 40 dabs. Alec for being generally unreliable, 20 dabs. So I ask him, like, "Oh, is Alec coming to the game? Like, he signed up, paid $100. He's, loves playing soccer." I'm like, "Oh, we don't know. He said that he might come. He was doing something last night. He didn't know." It's like, oh, come on, Alec, you got to come to the games. Alec for banking on Kamara to save him. I texted Alec, and he was like, "Oh no, Kamara is going to save my season." I was like, "Dude, like, they have Kendre Miller, Trey Jones." I told him, "You need to start watching football, dude, because they have Kendre Miller, Trey Jones, and Jamal Williams on that team, and it's not even a good offense as it is." And Alvin Kamara was kind of phased out a little bit last year. Like, Alvin Kamara is not saving your season. Bobby for not having a full roster, 50 dabs. Bobby for not using his IR spot, 50 dabs. Logan wins with 137 dabs. Relatively low. For reference, I think Alec or somebody won last week with 847 dabs. So that's that. Here's the thing. Give Logan his first dabs. That's what we do. I was wrong on Tua big time. I still think he could get injured. But that's, the whole concussion thing's a problem. But, that's a risk with any player, I guess. He's been balling out, and he's been a good fantasy player, so I apologize to Connor for the Tua thing, and that was a miss by me. My lack of the week is that Dylan beats Alex, sends him to 0-4, and Kamara, it does not look good. I do have some weekly TikToks here. I did want to do that because I haven't done that in a while. This is funny. Go a little off the Taylor Swift thing, Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce thing. Let's see if it plays. I mean, that's hilarious. All right, let's see what we got here. I just like throw some TikToks in there. This is Doug right here. So major. Yeah, it's Doug. All right. Well, okay, random rankings. We got a few interesting ones here today, boys. So we got Tracy. She ranked everybody's car. For those of you who don't know, Tracy is one of my coworkers. I sent her a picture of everyone's car. I didn't know what Sam and Bobby drove, so I just sent. This is kind of what I imagine Sam drives, and I kind of imagine Bobby drives like a crappy truck. So that's why I gave Bobby. But we got Connor coming in. That's sort of like Connor's car, I believe, but that's actually more Dylan's car. But she has a thing for blue cars apparently, because I'm pretty sure Connor has a blue car. Hunter's car right there. We got Dylan with the blue Mazda. Doug, we all know what his is. Not bad. So Doug shocker that Doug wasn't 1 or 2. Ash, number 5. Will, just the plain black car. 6. None of us have nice cars really, so it's not that interesting. Logan, number 7. Alec, 8. Greg with the hatchback. 4, 9. Me, she roasted. 10. I guess me and Greg have the same car except his is a hatchback. That makes no sense. Sam, again, I gave him this car because that just looks like his vibe. And then Bobby, I gave a truck. So we had Lindsay, one of my other coworkers, rank everybody by how much weed they smoke. But she obviously doesn't know any of you guys. She just looked at a picture and was like, how much weed does this guy smoke? So she put Bobby at 10, which is fair because I give Bobby a pretty brutal picture. So that's pretty funny. Will, his picture's not on here, but she gave Will a 9 just by looks. Long hair Doug is a 9. So this is out of 10. So a 10 out of 10, Bobby's for sure. 9 out of 10, Will. Long hair Doug is 9 out of 10. Alex up here looking like an 8 out of 10. Connor, 8 out of 10. Hunter in this picture looks like an 8 out of 10. He does. Ash in this, he looks pretty baked. So 7 out of 10 that Ash does. Then we get to Dylan, who looks like maybe 6 out of 10. Sam is a no-go, 4 out of 10. Logan doesn't look like he does, 4 out of 10. And then short-haired Doug is a 3 out of 10. So it's hilarious that long-haired Doug is a 9 out of 10. And short-haired Doug's like, no way he does. So that's a pretty interesting insight, I think. So that's pretty funny. And then I got Caitlin. So Caitlin, my fiance, she wants to start doing some rankings. Might give her a segment or two. But I asked who she would want to date her sister. Okay. She has 2 sisters, both single, by the way. So she says Doug 1. She likes Doug. She thinks Doug's nice. She really clearly doesn't know Doug that well. But Doug's number 1 for who she'd want to date their sisters. Then Will, number 2. She's like, oh, well, Will has a job. He's nice. He's got the mustache. I think that's a bit high, but that's just me. Dylan, number 3. Connor, number 4. She's just like, yeah, Connor's, really nice. Logan, number 5. So not terrible for Logan. Greg, number 6. We got Ashton, number 7. She doesn't really know Ashton that well, but from what I've told her about Bobby, she thinks Bobby's about number 8, but I think Bobby's unemployed. She doesn't know him that well, so that's kind of low. Hunter, number 9. That's a burn. Sorry about that, Hunter. Didn't want to go like that. Sam, number 10. She obviously doesn't know Sam because Sam doesn't really exist. And then Alec, number 11. And she, knows a decent amount about Alec's love life. And she's like, no, thank you. Also, it came up the fact that he has an earring. That's a big hit. And his tattoo, his weekend tattoo is tough too. So anyway, that's what we got. I think it's pretty good rankings or, random rankings there. And yeah, appreciate you guys watching and let's ride.